I want to collect Crown Royal. Boy, when I made that statement in late April of 2024, I never really understood the magnitude of what I was saying. The money I would spend, the space that I would need, and the research that would be required to learn everything that I possibly could. Well, let's talk about some of those details right after we roll that intro. When BlackBerry was released early in 2024, I learned it was actually the 8th flavor in Crown Royal's flavor series lineup to have ever been released. So I began searching and I quickly learned that 3 of those 8 flavors were no longer even being produced. They called it retired. So I thought, well, I'd never be able to get them all. In fact, I hadn't even yet found the newest release of the BlackBerry that I'd been searching for weeks. Even though it looked like I would never be able to own them all, it was time to start actually buying those that I could, in fact, get my hands on. So, my first buy of 8 bottles was in Oklahoma City at a store called South Lake Liquor. It was there that I learned from a salesman named Jesse about Unicorn Auctions in Chicago. And that was the place that I eventually found all of those bottles that I thought I'd never be able to find. And once I thought that I was getting close to having a nearly complete collection after all those finds, well, that's when I discovered that there were a number of Facebook groups solely dedicated to Crown Royal and the collecting of said Crown Royal. And that's when I learned the hard facts. I was never going to own them all. But I did have a nearly complete collection of American releases from Crown Royal. American releases, you say? Yep. That's what I said, because those groups quickly began to educate me on all those foreign releases that had taken place in countries like Italy, Japan, and even Canada, the home of Crown Royal, and that there had been releases that were specific to just those countries. So now, every time I thought I was getting close to having a complete collection, I quickly learned that I simply had a lot more to learn. But along the way, I have made a number of great friends in these groups, and I have also learned so much more about Crown Royal than I ever thought possible. These groups managed to point me in the direction that I needed to go in order to get a few of those foreign release bottles. And I was, in fact, finally able to obtain a small sampling of some Japanese bottles, along with a couple of specific Italian bottles, and even some of those Canadian releases as well. In fact, it was some of the members in these same Facebook groups that taught me that there were actually 4 different special reserves that had been released over the years, rather than the one I had originally thought and had talked about in previous videos. These groups taught me that there were also potentially hundreds of hand-selected barrels that had been released over the past few years, dating back to the 2014 Texas edition, which included a special medallion. Now, I have managed to capture about 21 of the 34 that I personally know about or have at least seen photos of at the time of this video. In summary, I have used many local area stores, also some out-of-state stores. I have used auction houses, just like Unicorn Auctions, and those many Facebook groups, as well as some friends to get my collection to where it is today. I hope that this video has been helpful in explaining how I built my collection, and I want to thank you for once again tuning in to this channel. Please hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up as well. So, until the next time, take care, drink responsibly, and we'll see you again real soon.